Hi, welcome to another episode of Flea Market Bandidos.
This is the tale of two sunset riders who faced impossible odds to find and play the games of gods told in the stories of old. Two outlaws that spit in the face of logic and traverse Belgian wasteland. Two bandits out for a steal. Will they return with legendary loot, or will this prairie of retro games be their downfall? Find out in this week's episode of Flea Market Bandidos.
In this episode of Flea Market Bandidos, we're gonna talk about two flea markets. One sucked, one was awesome. Let's roll! A fine day for game hunting. So we're gonna go to a local flea market today. The first flea market we went to was in Wilrijk, which is Steve's hometown. It was nearby, so that was pretty good. What was bad was that it wasn't really targeted at us. It was targeted at younger children.
Was mainly children's stuff, like toys and little playthings. I don't even know. I don't really pay attention to stuff I don't like. So.
The thing is, when you go to flea markets, at least in Belgium, you're not looking for PlayStation 2 games, but you always end up bringing them in your house. You look at your collection and you go like, how the hell did I acquire that many games? There's just such a vast amount. I think it's probably one of the hugest libraries in any gaming console. It's astounding how easy you get a huge collection of PlayStation 2 games. Fate is against us, it would seem. The market is closing down because of the bad weather and because, you know, there's actually nobody here.
We did, however, find what I can only describe as a rape shack of sorts. I don't know.
The Hillbilly Shack. Man, that place was weird. It was like this wooden shack that looked like it belonged to the family of the Deliverance crew.
So after that crapfest of a flea market, we went to Belgian, which is obvious hometown. That flea market was a lot better.
They started off well because we just received our cards. You'll probably see them pop up in the video. We've started merchandising. You can buy our card for just €5. Which was pretty awesome to us. We were only sorry we didn't go with the hats. But, you know, the weather was a lot better and we had a camera woman. Yeah, Tessia volunteered to film, which was pretty goddamn awesome of her. And also my girlfriend came by later, so it was a fun day in and by itself, even if we didn't find any games. But we did. Excuseer, hoeveel is dat voor een spelletje?
30 cent.
Not long into that flea market, Obvious came across a couple of PS2 games, Ratchet & Clank games.
Now, I'll be the first to admit they are aimed at younger audiences, but I love Ratchet & Clank games. Ever since the first game, I've been sold on the concept. It's kind of like a weaponized Crash Bandicoot, which is pretty fucking cool. Which is cooler than a weaponized Crash Bandicoot because I didn't really like his bazooka.
I picked up the third one only at the end of the flea market. I didn't really know why I didn't pick it up earlier.
I think you were just still thinking, should I buy it or not? Because you're not really all that into PlayStation 2 games.
No, €0.50. I'm really cheap.
Things like musical dancers with no fear t-shirts, portable bands invading the suburbs. That's how it should be forever. Let's burn all the flags with the names they had. So let's dance to your full place setting once more.
There was this beautiful old radio. It was like this big, this high, and we really wanted it, but we didn't even ask for the price because we don't have a place to put it, we couldn't transport it, and it was probably way out of our budget. Something that was also kind of out of our budget, not really, but we bought it for too much, was probably the best thing we bought at the flea market. Better than my games.
The C3PO cutout, believe it or not. We thought it would look good in the gaming, so we went ahead and picked it up.
What we found was our new best friend, the butler of our game room. Say something about yourself, C.
Hello, I'm C3PO. I'm really having a real voice right now. This is not my real voice.
You know, we should give you a tour of our gaming room.
So let's start with what's on the wall here. We've got a couple of posters from my childhood right here, mainly Lord of the Rings stuff and a little bit of manga flavors. Right there is another manga poster. And below her is, you probably recognize him.
Heisenberg,
Yeah.
the one who knocks.
That's the green screen. A little bit of a music side of this room. Got three main guys here. Some Arctic Monkey stuff, Jimi Hendrix stuff, as you can see. This is a mirror that I bought with Obvious at a flea market for.
You gotta catch 'em all.
You gotta catch them all for €4, I think.
Yeah, I think it was. She didn't want to back down from the price.
I don't know. Red Hot Chili Peppers. These you might recognize or you might not, depending if you're a good fan or not, depending on if you're a good viewer or not. These are my pixelated artworks of sorts.
Where's a new episode coming out, Steve?
As soon as you start watching the old ones. Yeah, and that's about, I think, no, right there we've got a couple of old Super Nintendo posters that came with the system that I found in my closet. We've got a skull, I don't really know why. We've got a skull here.
Why not? To be?
Or not to be, yes. You've gotta have machete. It's gotta be
machete.
here. Yeah. And this for some reason. And we've got one more Lord of the Rings poster right there. And a Dragon Ball Z one. Right there.
This is the newest addition to our game room. It's C3PO standing in front of our bomb, which you also may have seen in a few other episodes. You're filming C3PO, aren't you?
And
well,
the bomb.
I don't blame him. He is pretty goddamn cool. He is pretty goddamn interesting. And apparently he can dance. Stop embarrassing me, C3PO. Stop embarrassing me. There we go. That's C3PO. He's an asshole. We don't like him. If you want to buy him, he's €8. This is the TV on which we play video games. This is the TV on which we play video games. This is the TV on which we play video games. We all play old video games, but you probably know that. This is the greatest thing that ever happened to anyone who ever lived. Recognize. This is mostly Stevat's stuff, though this one is mine. It's his Super Advantage, the Honeybee. You may have seen those too, depending on if you're a good viewer or not. It's his Game Boy collection, Stevat's Unwanted PlayStation 2 collection. That is the first thing we bought together at a flea market, the Game Boy pack. You may see that in our flea market episode 1. This is belonging to a friend, and we should really do a Game Gear review episode someday, because we're gonna have to give it back before long, I'm afraid. These are the games that came with the most awesome thing in existence ever, and most awesome thing that ever happened to anyone. This is Homesick, the box we're making, and apparently Homesick is a copy of Spellforce 2, apparently.
Another awesome game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you got some more NES games. You got Bayou Billy and the Duck Hunt Mario pack. Stevat's SNES collection. This thing belongs to me, though I forget why I actually bought it. We were gonna put Disney games,
Disney Game Boy games. No,
we never did.
we should have picked a couple up for €2 at AntwerpCon.
Yeah, we should. But we didn't.
Nope.
It's the broken 64, which sucks that it's broken. It's Stevat's. Most of this stuff is
And
Stevat's.
here are 64 games.
Going
the way.
to waste.
Yeah, right now they are.
And this is Stevat's PC collection.
Although a couple of them are downstairs because I'm currently playing them.
And this is a little bit of money we keep lying around. Don't really know why, but why not?
Which brings us to a more technical side of the room. I say technical. The green screen. Pretty happy with this. We only have this for, I think we've got it for 3 months now.
Yeah, I
something
think
like that.
3, maybe 4 months.
Yeah, really happy with it. Awesome. Our shoddy lighting. We've only got one of these. The other one's broken, of course. Other than that,
That's where we rest the camera while we do the interviews. That's where we rest our asses when we do the interviews.
true that. And one more thing, the consoles, of course. I've got a PS2 right here. It's a fat one.
I have one of those too.
Yeah, I've got a PS1 too in the box, but
You got a PS1 too?
I got a PS1 too. 1-2. Yeah, I got a PS1 right there. But I don't really use it anymore because...
Backwards compatibility.
Yeah, backwards compatibility with PS2. Awesome. Well, sorry.
Stop being an ass, C3PO!
Holy shit. We've got my favorite console of all time right here. The Super Nintendo. I don't know if you can see clearly. Right next to that, our beloved child, Little Nessie.
Little Nessie.
Little Nessie. Awesome console. I've only played. I've played the NES before when I was younger, but I was mainly a Super Nintendo dude. But I gotta give props to the original NES. It's a really awesome console. We've got this Sega Master System too. No hookups as of yet. Perhaps that'll change in the near future, but we can't play this yet.
We also only have one game, and I think it's a sports game.
Yeah, Dino Denise Soccer or something.
Yeah.
And then this piece of art, I can't find another way to describe it.
It's the best console ever. The Unigro.
Who doesn't know the Unigro?
Yeah. And that's also our Geox.
Yeah, our Geox. Awesome console. One of my all-time favorites.
Many a years wasted when a child.
Really good graphics.
Really good graphics. You also have a Nintendo 3DS.
Yep. Nintendo 3DS, I still use this. Awesome console in my opinion. One of the best handheld that came out in the last years, I think. My small, modest, and I mean that's not sarcastic. It really is modest. A couple of games out on loan. Game Boy collection. I should have a couple more somewhere, but I can't find them for the life of me. So
Yeah, you must have lost them somehow.
lost them or on loan to my brother. I don't know. And I think that's about it for the game room.
Fucking tool.
Not.
No!
With you out of the way, there's no one that can stop me from taking over the world through some unexplained plot device.
Sensei, I have failed you.
Yes, Stevenson, you have. I mean, you did not even try. Just stood there. But all is not lost. You must take this ancient artifact. It will take you back to 1992, unlock its secrets and manage the Demon King, as I did so before.